Awesome.
Hey everyone, Sharon J. Lawrence here. I am back with 31 days of healthy relationship tips. Let me know if you are here in the comments. Please, please, please add who you are, where you're located, and what it is that you're looking to get from tonight's the last night of the topic on friendships, healthy relationships and friendships. So please let us know if you are here. I see a couple of people watching. Let me know who you are. But without further ado, I have to get excited about my sis, okay? Lakiesha Russell. How are you? How are you? Oh no, so the screen is freezing, so I got to do this again. Did you hear me?
I can hear you now. Thank you.
Lakiesha Russell, how are you?
I am good. I'm so excited about tonight.
Me too. Me too. Thank you for joining us. And can you tell the people who you are, what it is that you do, and where you are located?
Yes. So I am Lakiesha Russell. I'm a licensed professional counselor here in the state of Wisconsin in Milwaukee.
Yes.
I am the owner of the Evolving Chair Counseling and Consulting Agency, where I primarily service children and women who experience all women and children issues. So from anxiety, depression, trauma, anything, you name it, we focus on it. And I'm also known as America's #1 mental wellness ambassador, just because I love for people to talk about mental health and for us to get our minds right, to get to our next level.
Yes, absolutely. So thank you again for joining me tonight. People, you have to know, I actually had an opportunity to go to Wisconsin and actually Milwaukee. And I was actually in Pewaukee for a minute
Yes.
I had to speak at an event, and I knew that Lakiesha was there, and I was like, we have to connect, and we were able to connect, and it was amazing. And so ever since, we have remained connected. So I'm just truly grateful that you are with me on tonight. So thank you again.
Thank you.
So let's get right to it. I can't even see what comments are happening. The phone is trying to act up too, but we're going to keep moving. We hope that you're with us, y'all. And if not, I guess we have to catch it on the replay, but we are not going to stop this train because there's something that has to be said tonight.
Yay.
So let's jump right to it. We talked about the change effect as your focus for tonight when it comes to friendships. And so what is that about?
Yes, the change effect is where we don't look at just our friends changing, but we need to change, leading our friendships to change and evolve with us, that we shouldn't stay stagnant, because there's no growth when we're stagnant or when we're stuck. And so everything around us should be changing. Friendships too, because oftentimes what I see, and I've been a victim of it too, is that we stay connected with people because of history, right? When they no longer serve that purpose that God has placed them in our life for that time or that season. And it's hard for us to separate because we're like, oh, well, we've been friends with them for so long. We grew up together or whatever it may be, but not really evaluating the situation like, well, you know what? I'm growing, I'm evolving, and things around me are stagnant or just feeling like I'm stuck. So what is that about? And not really assessing the friendships, the people that we keep around, because when we're growing, our friendships should be growing. Those friends should be growing too.
And as you're talking, I'm thinking about Dr. Trisha Lann Hilliard, who's going to be speaking actually next week. And she is a co-author for the Girlfriend Code. And one of the things that she says, I had to make a copy of it because I was like, this is going to be profound. She said, the fact is that as we change, our friendships should change, meaning the girlfriends in the relationship or the relationship with the girlfriends. So she's saying that there has to be some type of shift, either the girlfriends in the relationship or the relationship with the girlfriends. What do you think about that?
That's deep, because she said that the relationship should change or the what?
The girlfriends in the relationship should change, meaning new girlfriends.
Ooh, that's deep. That's deep. But I think it comes with us first. We have to be self-aware though.
Yeah.
to acknowledge that something different needs to be happening. Whether it's a shift in new friends or just really looking at your friend circle and being like, are we all growing and are we all evolving together?
Right.
So that's good. I believe that's true.
Yeah. I like that, how she broke that down, because I was like, that's different. And she talks about how there should be a part of you that's willing to grow. Like you said, you have to be willing to make that shift. And I just think about the people who have the mindset of, I'm grown, I can do this, no one can tell me what to do, which means, like you said, they're stagnant. How do you help someone who doesn't want to change, which we know the reality is that you can't make anyone do anything, but how can you encourage, I should say, someone to change?
I think planting those seeds, not being so hardcore about it. Like, girl, like, you are just a hot mess. It's all you. Like, and I grant you, I think we do have some of those girlfriends where we can be that real and raw with, right? But not everybody takes that kind of well. And so I would just say, like a gentle mirror reflection, just be like, okay, so how is that and again, not in a sarcastic way, but how is being grown working for you? How is I am who I am, because that's a saying too, right? Like, I was made this way. How is that working out for you in that situation? And allowing them really to self-reflect and take some accountability that they are the common denominator in many of the situations.
I think that's that scary part, that when you do want people to be confident in who they are, but it's also one of the things that ends up being a poisonous factor is that it's like that all or nothing thinking. So now they have to be grown in every situation. They don't hear in any situation. They do what they want to do in every situation. So that's...
Yes. And it makes me think of like how us as therapists, we use the term maladaptive behaviors, right? And so those things that we use to help us like get to wherever we were going were beneficial at that time, but those behaviors don't last and continue to make us successful. At some point in time, they tend to backfire, and now it's doing more harm than it did good when it came in handy. So... Y'all getting this? We almost halfway through, so I hope y'all are getting this.
Y'all got to get this book. There's another book that I wanted to ask you about. It's called Entrepreneur Friendships. And I know I'm messing it up. Monique Melton, don't beat me up. Do not beat me up, sis. But she wrote a book, and I don't have the book in front of me. That's why I cannot remember. But I know I'm messing it up. But I actually highlighted it in when I was giving a shout out to different authors that I have supported. So I know you all probably know what I'm talking about. It's a white book with a pink rope that is tied together. And she pretty much looks at the business relationships and the friendships and how you connect with people, how you meet people. And one of the things she talks about is learning how to have the confidence and understand the importance of like networking. But she said, how do you meet people and build relationships? So can you talk about excuse me, let me backtrack. I'm tongue-tied. I need you to tell the people, how do you have the courage to find new friends and establish new friendships? And it doesn't mean that you had to get rid of some old ones. Maybe you want to grow your circle. Can you talk about how to meet new people and expand that network?
Uh-oh.
You got me? You there?
I'm there now. I was like, it was frozen.
That's okay.
But
how to meet new people and build a network or a bigger circle. Not saying that you had to get rid of some people, but say you just want to grow your circle of support.
Right. I think one, and Drake had the song, right? No new friends. So let's take that out of our vocabulary. Because I know for a long time I'll hear people like, no new friends, no new friends. It's like, no.
Guilty. I used to say that. You would be a good friend. I'm like, no, I don't want any more friends right now. And they're like, who says that? I remember saying, I don't want any new friends.
Yeah, so I think number one, taking that out of our vocabulary
Right.
of no new friends. And then second, right, look at our circle, right?
Yeah.
So we are aligned with people who are on our same purpose and our mission. And who's to say there's somebody else out there that you can connect with and support, and they can support
Right.
you in whatever it is you're doing, and you guys build a
Exactly.
friendship there. and
Right.
and to step out of that fear too, right? Because we have history with the people we call friends.
Correct.
We've been through the mud with people that we call friends oftentimes.
Yeah.
And sometimes we're afraid to like go through those things with other people because we're like, these are new people in my life. Do I really want to like have to go through something to like validate our friendship and start all over again type of mentality? But it's like, no, in order to keep evolving, that's part of life. Always connecting with different people to help you be better, right? But then also in the end, like you help somebody else be better.
Exactly. So it's about taking that risk and that chance and being courageous, doing something that you're not used to.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
And just extending that olive branch, because I think all the time, because I think me and my friends have talked about it, it is awkward as an adult to be like, you want to be my friend? Because we think of little kids can do it so easily, right? Like, oh, we're best friends.
Exactly.
But as we're established in our ways and our values and just who we are at times and not willing to soften those things to allow other people in. And sometimes our experiences can hinder us allowing new friends to come in because we're like, every time I open up, to somebody new, like it just doesn't go so well. But we got to let go of those experiences and just know, okay, how do we learn from that to move forward and treat this situation differently? And maybe it just comes with you being more in tune with, the situation and not like at the first whim being like, oh, we're best friends and things like that.
Right out the gate. Come on, y'all, let's travel. Come on, y'all, let's start a business. Come on, y'all, let's move in together. You like, so yeah, so it's like, so basically you're saying take your time to connect. Take your time to know people. I can remember having that mindset for a little bit, just nervous about meeting new people and growing my circle. And Marquita Johnson was having her being the one event in Atlanta. And I was like, I'm going to come and support you. And she was like, what? And she was like, are you really going to go? Yeah, I'll be there. I'll come. And I actually went and I supported her. We ended up doing a Prepare and Rich training and everything. And what was so funny is that right before the trip, I thought about canceling because I was like, I don't know if I want to meet new people. Like I was so nervous, which was weird. Because I'm not that work the room person. I really am an introvert. But I was so nervous and it turned out to be an amazing experience. I connected with so many people in person that I've seen on social media. And so that's when I came your way. I was like, wait a minute, where are you again? And you was like, I'm in Milwaukee. And I was like, okay, I'm coming there. And so it's been an amazing experience. And I think it's caused me to be courageous, like what you're talking about, being okay with stepping out. And don't worry, y'all know I ain't trying to move in with y'all. I ain't trying to.
Yes, and I love Marquita. Like she is so amazing. But it also made me think too here how I think oftentimes we have like that fortune teller type of negative thought, like where we just perceive something is automatically going to be bad by meeting new people. And it's shifting our perspective to be like, you know what? I'm just going to enjoy myself, connect with these people, get to know them, and and continue to build and see what becomes of it.
Exactly. I think that is really, really good. And it reminds me of when you're dating, you have to be willing to just take the time and see how it unfolds. It's the same in friendship. You're learning about the different personalities, their quirkiness, and just connecting and trying to find a way to respect who that person is while they're also learning who you are. So this is good information. If you were joining us tonight, we know as it's getting closer to the holidays, we get more people on the replay, but that's okay. Just let us know where you are, please, and chime in, give us comments. We have the lovely Dawn Wade Gibson with us. I had a chance to meet her at a segment that I was taping, and I was a guest. And we have Dr. Kiva, she's going to be on next week as well. So I'm super excited. Dr. Kiva is going to be speaking on healthy relationships with self on the 28th. She's going to be closing out the week. And she is a licensed psychologist in New York City. So I'm just super excited. This is real good information. Again, it's free 99, as we keep saying. We joke about it, but it's true. One of the things that me and you were talking about, Lakiesha, is that this segment that was so unplanned has had the ability to reach over, what number did I have as of this month? I think
you had like over 2.3.
No, it's 4,400.
Oh, wow.
4,400 people in the past, 3.5 weeks at this point, or we're closing out. So we're going into our 4th week. So 3 weeks. And I'm amazed at it because initially, you think, are people getting it? Are they getting it? And when you start looking at the numbers, I don't even know who's sharing what from the YouTube channel. So I don't even have those numbers in terms of the shares. I can only see what's done on Facebook and how many views. But I'm so grateful because whether people share that they've shared it or how it impacted them, I know it reached someone. And so it has accomplished that which it was set out to do. And that was to help someone look at their overall mental health, their spiritual health, their relationships, and make sure that they're doing this thing right. And so, again, I thank you, Lakiesha, for joining me on this journey, because I just want this to be something.
You are so amazing.
I'm just trying to be obedient and stay out of trouble. That's it.
I hear that.
That's it. Just trying to stay out of trouble. So I'm just grateful. I really am, and I'm glad that I can say that because it keeps me humble. But we doing this. We doing this work out here as mental health and relationship experts. You are America's #1 wellness ambassador. Like, you're making sure, and you've been featured in so many things, so you know what it's like to get that exposure, to touch a greater platform of people. And so I'm truly grateful. So as we come to this, I'm gonna get off my rant, but I had to say that so that people know how important this, if you will, summit or 31-day series, what it means. We're not trying to, does not constitute as counseling for anyone. It really is to just give you a few tips of encouragement on how to do some things different, so that you can be a better person in your relationships with others and with yourself. And so we want you to keep that in mind. All right, I've talked enough. And so we're going to get back to you, because there are some things that we need the people to know about this whole concept of healthy relationships with friendships. What are some other things that the people need to know as they move forward?
Gosh, don't let, I want to reiterate, don't let experiences define how you look at friendships, relationships, and that they're just as important, because oftentimes I think sometimes we take our friends for granted and we're not willing to do the work or put in the work for the friendships. And we have to really start looking at them as relationships, which they are, and that, relationships are work, and being able to do the work, but as you're doing the work, continuously self-reflecting and looking at your circle. And again, and it's not saying like, you are thinking you're better than your circle. So you're like, I need to throw them to the trash so I can get some new friends and, get to that next level. But really assessing like, are these friends still a part of this journey that I'm on? And if they're not, it's okay, right? Because oftentimes, people just kind of go their separate ways after time. But being okay if they are not a part of that journey and their season in your life has come to an end. Being open to new people, to meeting new people and connecting. And again, like massaging those relationships so you can really get to know other people. And the biggest thing, because in all of that, at the end of the day, you got to trust yourself to be able to like really have friendships and trust those friends in those relationships, because I say we, and I know that's like your next week is just a relationship with yourself, but that is like the catalyst for healthy
Yeah.
relationships
Yeah.
is first you having a healthy relationship with yourself.
That's important. That is so important. Can you talk a little bit about the grieving process? Because everyone has talked about being able to move forward. And even when you know it's the right thing to do, talk about what that grief process can actually look like for someone versus, because people think you just skip off, going, all right, bye, y'all, and you're okay. It's like, no, we don't normally go like, you may say that on day one, but on day two, you're like, man, like, what happened?
Yes.
Talk
No,
about
that's
the
such a
grief.
great question. So one with going through that grieving process of a relationship is what it is, right? With your friends,
Yes.
is that knowing that it's okay to like be sad about that.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like if y'all have been tight for years and all
Mm-hmm.
of a sudden, you like you said, you wake up and you just be like, well, what really happened?
Right.
And I think it's okay to really process that out with somebody,
Mm-hmm.
to know that, and it could necessarily not have been some like you guys getting into a fight or an argument or something like that,
Right.
but it
Right.
could have literally been that you guys are evolving on different paths. And sometimes, even like within my friend circle, like we're all in different stages of life,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes that doesn't always collide on the same path.
Right.
You have people that might be on like their second or third career, so they're really focused on that, or like they're really family driven, having babies, getting married, things like that. And so knowing that it's okay, and
Right.
these are good things, and you know what, we can never grow or get to where we're going if we're comfortable. And so knowing that these things will have us feel uncomfortable, but know that on the other side of that is
Mm-hmm.
the growth for you to go through that process to get to where you're going ultimately.
Right. Right. Woo! Did y'all get this? It's like the girl like, did y'all get this? That little emoji. Well, there's with one hand or two. I think
Oh,
it, the little girl with the purple shirt and the emoji. She like, did you get this? I hope y'all got this because I got it. This is good. This is good stuff. All right. Any last minute tips that you want to leave people that you feel like any steps, things that you need them to know as they walk away from this recording?
I would encourage everybody who's watching, whether live or on the replay, over this holiday as we go into a new decade, really assess and look at your friend circle. I know there is one saying, right? Like sometimes, like if you're the smartest person in terms of just like your wealth and your knowledge of information, things like that, like maybe you need a new circle. But even if you're looking at that from a business standpoint, it's okay to keep that circle of friends, right? Because you guys, I'm sure, are still connected on other levels of things, but
Right.
knowing that
Right.
it's okay to get to expand your circle.
Mm,
And that doesn't mean you have to eliminate people.
that's
But
right.
then as you are reflecting, really look at how good of a friend have you been or are you being? Because oftentimes we look at other people, and again, this goes back to looking at ourselves, right? Like, am I being a really good friend? Am I showing up for them in the way that I'm expecting them to show up for me?
Right.
And vice versa. So really, I really hope people take this time to really assess their friend circle. And, if it comes down to where you have to make some changes, know that you got support, and being okay with being able to let it go and go through that grieving process, because it's a friendship. Like
Right.
you're gonna be grieving that, like that's a relationship, and
Right.
it's okay.
I like that. Be okay with letting go and allow yourself to go through the grieving process. I'm trying to make sure I get all this in here because I need them to see these notes. And then you also said, assess if you are a good friend. And then also look at your friend circle and also know that it's okay to expand your circle. Did I get it all? I think I got it all. Can you hear me? Okay, I think Lakeisha is frozen again. Well, I'll give you her tips again, and she's back, y'all.
Yeah.
Give you her tips again. Be okay with letting go and allowing yourself to go through the grieving process. Assessing if you are a good friend or not. So that means self-assessment time. Know that it's okay to expand your circle, and make sure you take a look at your friend circle. What does it look like right now? Did I get it all? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys got those tips. That was amazing. Thank you. This was awesome. So tell the people what's coming up next for you and how they can connect with you.
Yeah. So people can connect with me on Instagram at Lakiesha LPC, Twitter Lakiesha LPC, Facebook Lakiesha Russell. And what's next for me? I actually have a mental health gala coming up in May 2nd. So I'm excited about that. This will be the inaugural event of it. And of course, every year I host my annual mental health checkup event. And so next year will be the 3rd year of that. And be on the lookout because I'm going to be on tour. So I'm doing a tour. So I'm excited about that.
2020, y'all got this. 2020, she's going to be doing a tour and she has several events. Yeah, you got to make sure you put the information in here because we need people to be there. I may need to be there. We need to.
Yes.
So let's talk about that because I'm like, I want to travel. We still have another place we're supposed to go eat at. So
yes, that is so true.
Yes, we got more places. Yes, So this is good. This is good. All right, y'all got it. The amazing Lakiesha Russell, all the way from Wisconsin. What question? Are you still doing the podcast, or is there hiatus? What's happening with the podcast?
So I will be gearing up to begin recording in January, and the beautiful Sharon will definitely be on there, y'all. So the podcast is rebranded. So initially it was named after my Practice the Evolving Chair podcast, but I renamed it to Melanin Minds Matter because the goal is always at the end of the day to decrease the stigma and eliminate it in the Black and Brown communities on everything mental wellness.
Yes. That's awesome. Congratulations on the rebrand. That is amazing. I'm very happy for you. And yes, I'll be there. I'll be there. Yeah. You just tell me what I got to do. I'm there. All right, y'all. That concludes it. So Lakiesha and I are about to sign off, and we will see you tomorrow as we kick off a new week of 31 days of healthy relationship tips as we focus on healthy relationships with ourselves. All right. See you then. Bye, guys.